I want to start off by saying I love Sk8r Boy, and I love Avril Lavigne, and I love L8r Boy, and I love Ashnikko. But I was in the shower earlier today, and I was sort of thinking about them, and how some people might think that Sk8r Boy isn't really a girl's girl song, because it sort of attacks, it's like one woman attacking another woman, and it's like putting one woman above another woman. The girl who did ballet and whose head was up in space, I'm so dumb, but the stuck-up girl in Sk8r Boy misses her opportunity to be with the Sk8r Boy, and she winds up living like a regular, degular, miserable life where I don't remember if she like winds up with a bad husband or if she winds up alone or what, but by the end of the song, like at the start of the song, the Sk8r Boy is interested in the stuck-up girl, and the stuck-up girl is also interested but listens to everyone else, her friends and the rest of the world, and doesn't accept him, doesn't value him, doesn't appreciate him. And so throughout the song, it kind of shows both of their lives, and eventually the Sk8r Boy gets with a Sk8r girl who, or just at least a girl who can like value him the way that he quote-unquote deserves. And the stuck-up girl winds up all miserable and also like has to like live with the constant reminder that she let the Sk8r Boy get away. I feel like I'm really trying to put my thoughts together, but anyway. I had to clear my throat, so I paused, but I think Sk8r Boy is a good song, especially for its time, because I don't really see it as trying to put one woman down and elevating another. I see it as, back when the song was released, women were still being very heavily influenced to live a certain kind of way and to pursue a certain kind of lifestyle, which is most likely marriage and maybe not being a housewife, but still being a wife, still being a mother, still being a woman, quote unquote. And there is a lot of pressure on young couples to be prim and proper. Maybe not prim and proper, but to conform and to be normal and all that stuff. And so I just feel like for its time, it's very powerful, because it's showing, it's basically like talking about just someone who's like taking an alternate path. Like Avril Lavigne is the girl that winds up with the Sk8r Boy by the end, but the girl who gets the guy in Sk8r Boy and gets to like live happily ever after, it gives that character a happily ever after. It gives that kind of couple, a punk skater, non-conformative couple, that kind of happy ending, a successful ending. And then I think the point of the girl having kind of a not so happy ending and, you know, sort of living a mediocre life and having, and like, you know, seeing Sk8r Boy on the TV and stuff. I think that was more, you know, to show if you treat people like they're less than you, eventually that can come around, and you might eventually have to learn the hard way that you're not better than everyone else, or you're not better than the people that you think you're better than. And so I just think Sk8r Boy was a really good song, especially when it was released, and I think it's kind of misinterpreted a little bit when you try to look at it at a certain way. And I don't really think it's like a very hated song. Like, obviously most people love it, most people like the song, I think, but I have seen that sort of like perspective, and I think it's understandable. But anyway, that's my opinion on Sk8r Boy. Like, I think it was a powerful song, while at the same time being really fun and everything. But L8r Boy was released in 2021 by Ashnikko, and L8r Boy is basically about, it's like the same scenario, but Ashnikko uses it to like show a different side, a different perspective. And the girl, the stuck-up girl, doesn't give the Sk8r Boy a chance in her song as well. But as the song continues, you learn the girl had ambition, the girl had drive, the girl wanted to do something with her life, and the Sk8r Boy is obsessive and lacks drive, lacks ambition, lacks a goal in life. And I think that L8r Boy is also really powerful because it's all about being a woman and like living for yourself, because you have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, then like no one else is gonna love yourself. And I think it also kind of explores or touches on men in particular, although it could be a woman, but like men who try to get their way through convincing, and who try to make a woman who isn't interested. And so throughout the song, the girl in Ashnikko's song L8r Boy continues to find success, continues to build her life. She eventually finds a good partner, while the Sk8r Boy, or whatever, just sits in his misery, feels like a victim, and, well, like she says, punches holes in his basement walls. And sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart, so I had to take a second to think. But in Ashnikko's song, there's also a part, some of the lyrics, and it says, "She's not a therapist, don't want to take care of him, she's an independent girl." And right there, I think that's kind of like directly related to Avril Lavigne's song, Sk8r Boy. They're both, I mean, L8r Boy is like, I mean, it's completely related to Sk8r Boy. I don't know what to call it. It's not a parody, it's not a spoof. It's almost like sampling, but it's not exactly sampling. But the point of that line, I feel like, is an independent girl or an independent woman isn't going to want a clingy, needy, obsessive man, or, you know, boy, but whatever. Like, someone who's independent in general, a man or a woman, any person who's independent and can do things for themselves and, like I said, has their own goals and ambition and all of that, isn't going to want to be dragged down by someone who isn't independent and, like I said, is clingy, needy, and can't do anything for themselves. And in Avril Lavigne's song Sk8r Boy, I kind of feel like she does sort of hint that, like, the skater boy just needed, like, the correct woman, the correct girl. And then also it, like, for the stuck-up girl in Sk8r Boy, she winds up, like, not happy because she didn't get with the man. And it's like, in Ashnikko's song, I just feel like it's sort of powerful because it's also saying, like, you don't have to get with a man, you don't have to have a partner to be happy. And I just think that both songs are really good, even though they have different meanings and stuff. And I just wanted to make a video about it because I find it really fascinating how Ashnikko transformed it into her own piece. And I just had, like, a random shower thought and I wanted to talk about it. And so I honestly like Sk8r Boy the most out of the two, just because it's, like, the most nostalgic and whatever. But I still love listening to Ashnikko's version, and I mean, Ashnikko's version is also a bit more explicit, so I can't, like, play it as much in different places or, like, sing it as loudly, or whatever, so that's part of it too. But I think they're both really good songs, and I think they both are masterpieces. But I hope you enjoyed. Bye.
She's in love with her damn self, yeah, yeah. Don't let it fuck with your mental health, yeah, yeah. Now that I read it, Sk8r Boy so parasite.